Did you know that God tells priests to perform abortion in the Bible? AKA God's not pro-life. I want to give you a deep dive in this one passage. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. So the passage is Numbers chapter 5, starting in verse 11. It goes all the way to the end of the chapter. I'm going to post screenshots. You can pause and read it yourself right here in the New Revised Standard Version. All right, for those of you who didn't read, I will give you a summary. Basically, this is what happens when a man expects his wife of being unfaithful. He takes her to the temple. Why doesn't the man also get taken to the temple? Well, because of patriarchy. When they get to the temple, there's something called a trial of ordeal. It's the way they dealt with things in the ancient world. If you've ever seen Monty Python and the Search for the Holy Grail, and you remember the scene where they're trying to figure out if this woman is a witch, and they weigh her to see if she is heavier than a duck, that's the same kind of idea. So what happens is she goes to the temple, presented to the priest. The priest says some words over her, mixes up something called the water that brings the curse, and makes her drink it. And when she does, if she has been unfaithful, if she is pregnant, in the NIV it says she will miscarry. It's an interesting choice of words because right there, it's a Hebrew idiom. For those of you who forgot that term from your high school English class, an idiom is like a word phrase, like when you say, I'm not a spring chicken, when you mean I'm actually old, right? That's an idiom. That's the same thing that's going on there in the Hebrew. It's a Hebrew idiom that doesn't say exactly what it means. It's a figurative language. So the NIV translates it as miscarry. Some of the less accurate translations translate it as becoming barren. And what scholars refer to as the sort of most accurate translation, the best English translation we have, the New Revised Standard Version, well, it says something a little different. The most accurate version, English translation of the Bible, it says, and what will happen is her womb will discharge and her uterus will drop. So it really does mean something close to a miscarriage, which is a medically induced abortion, like using medicine. That's what happens here. And I get it. Some people are going to say, but don't some of the versions say that it just makes her barren? Yes, some of them say that. But either way, it works against the whole idea that the Bible supports any sort of pro-life perspective, because even if it is just making her barren, it means that what happens in that moment prevents a fertilized egg from coming to term. And that means that life can't be thought of as beginning at conception, which is a key